Dreams are beautiful. They give us hope, direction, and something to look forward to. Every great achievement in history started with a dream, a picture in someone's mind of something that didn't yet exist. But here's what many people never understand. Dreaming is the easy part. Anyone can do it. Everyone does it. The world is full of dreamers, people who talk about what they want to do one day, but one day often never comes. Dreams don't require effort. They only require imagination. You can dream while lying in bed. You can dream while scrolling through social media, wishing you had what someone else has. But action, real, deliberate action, that's a different story. Action demands sacrifice. It demands focus, consistency, and courage. That's why there are so many dreamers and so few doers. The truth is, dreams feel good. They give us that rush of hope and excitement. It's like seeing the view from the top of the mountain without climbing it. But doers, they climb, they sweat, they stumble, they fall, they get blisters on their hands and bruises on their hearts, yet they keep climbing because they know that no dream becomes real until effort enters the picture. Dreamers talk about what they want. Doers talk about what they're willing to do. Dreamers say, "I wish I could." Doers say, "I'll find a way." Dreamers look for shortcuts. Doers build the road themselves. You see, dreaming doesn't change your life. Doing does. And yes, action is uncomfortable. It forces you to face your weaknesses. It tests your patience. It makes you question your confidence. But it's in that discomfort where growth begins. The gap between who you are and who you want to be can only be crossed with one thing: consistent, intentional action. So while dreamers wait for the right moment, doers start where they are. While dreamers complain about the lack of opportunities, doers create their own. The world doesn't move for those who only wish. It moves for those who work. Because wishing doesn't build bridges, businesses, or better lives. Work does. That's why action is rare, because it costs something. But so does inaction. And the price of doing nothing is always higher, because you don't just lose opportunities, you lose time. Doers understand something that dreamers often forget. Wishing changes nothing. You can wish all you want for success, happiness, or growth. But until you act, nothing moves. Doers don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They make progress in imperfect conditions. They know that success doesn't come to the most talented or the most lucky. It comes to the most committed. While others are talking about their goals, doers are already working on theirs. While others are distracted, doers are focused. While others are busy doubting, doers are busy doing. It's not that they don't have fear, they just don't let fear make their decisions for them. Doers understand that every dream is built one small effort at a time. They don't rely on luck. They rely on discipline. They don't chase motivation. They create it through momentum. Every day they show up, not because they feel like it, but because they said they would, and that's where the magic happens. That's where dreams start to turn into something real. It's easy to wish for a better life. It's easy to say, "I want more." But what separates doers from dreamers is the willingness to pay the price. Doers are willing to trade comfort for growth. They're willing to look foolish while learning. They're willing to work when no one's cheering, to stay up late when others have gone to bed, to practice while others are still planning. And yes, it's hard. It's tiring. There will be days when results don't show up, when progress feels invisible. But doers know progress is still happening beneath the surface. The seed doesn't sprout overnight. It takes time, care, and persistence. So, while others wish, doers work. While others daydream, doers build. And in the quiet hours when no one's watching, that's when transformation takes place. Because in the end, success isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in the shadows of consistent effort. That's the real difference. Dreamers wish for change. Doers become the change. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. We live in a world obsessed with big wins, overnight success, sudden fame, instant results. But the truth is, greatness doesn't come from one big act. It comes from hundreds of small, unseen steps taken day after day. The real power lies not in doing something once, but in doing it consistently. Success is rarely about talent. It's about habits. It's about discipline. It's about doing the small things when nobody's watching, when nobody's clapping, when nobody even cares, because that's when character is built, is Think about it. A tree doesn't grow tall because of one day of sunlight or one night of rain. It grows because every single day it gets a little stronger, a little deeper, a little closer to its full potential. The same applies to us. Growth is slow, it's quiet, it's often invisible, but it's happening as long as you keep moving. Small steps may look insignificant, but over time they build momentum. Reading a few pages a day might not seem like much. Exercising for 20 minutes might not look impressive. Saving a few dollars might feel pointless. But these small steps compound. They build habits, and habits shape your destiny. The reason so many people give up on their dreams is because they're chasing the big leap, the dramatic breakthrough. They want to skip the process and reach the result. But doers understand that the process is the path. Every repetition, every effort, every day you show up, it's all part of the foundation. Doers aren't waiting for motivation. They rely on discipline because motivation fades, but discipline keeps you moving when the excitement is gone. It's waking up early even when you're tired. It's practicing when you're not in the mood. It's pushing through the boredom and frustration because, consistency wins where intensity fails. So take small steps. Do them faithfully. Be patient with the process because every small action you take sends a signal to your mind, to your heart, and to your destiny that you are serious about your growth. And over time, those small steps become the giant leaps others will call luck. But you'll know better. You'll know it was built through quiet effort, steady habits, and the power of small daily steps. The greatest enemy of progress isn't failure, it's comfort. Most dreams die not because they're impossible, but because people choose safety over growth. They choose the familiar over the unknown. But comfort, while safe, slowly suffocates your potential. Growth only begins when you step beyond what feels easy. Doers understand this truth deeply. They know that if you only move when it's convenient, you'll never move far. The path to success is never smooth. It's full of fear, uncertainty, and discomfort. But those who become great don't run from discomfort. They walk straight into it because they know that everything they want lies on the other side of fear. Fear is natural. It whispers that you're not ready, not strong enough, not qualified. It tries to keep you in your comfort zone because comfort feels safe. But safe isn't where you grow. Every time you face fear and move forward anyway, you expand your limits. You become stronger, bolder, more capable. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to act in spite of it. The doers feel the same fear the dreamers do, but they take the step anyway. They risk the embarrassment, they face the judgment, they endure the uncertainty, and through that, they build resilience. The kind that can't be taught, only earned. Comfort asks you to settle. It tells you you've done enough. But courage tells you you're capable of more. Comfort keeps you in the same place. Courage moves you forward. Every great story of success, every breakthrough, every transformation, it all began with someone choosing courage over comfort. Doers understand that comfort is temporary, but regret lasts forever. They would rather feel the pain of effort than the pain of wondering, what if? Because the truth is, the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. So they push through the fear. They take the stage when their voice shakes. They start the business when they have no guarantee. They speak up when silence feels safer. That's what courage looks like. Not perfection, not confidence, but movement. Movement in the face of fear. And slowly, step by step, courage becomes their comfort zone. They begin to realize that the more they challenge themselves, the more alive they feel. Because courage doesn't just change your situation, it transforms who you are. When you start choosing courage over comfort, everything changes. You stop waiting for life to happen and you start creating it. Action is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. It's the moment when potential becomes progress and ideas become reality. You can read all the books, attend all the seminars, watch all the videos, but until you act, nothing changes. Action is what separates the person you imagine yourself to be from the person you actually become. You see, transformation doesn't happen in thought. It happens in motion. The dream is the seed, but action is the water that makes it grow. Without movement, even the greatest ideas die in silence. You can dream about success your entire life, but without action, that dream remains a wish, something that exists only in your mind, not in your life. Doers understand this truth. They know that every step forward, no matter how small, shapes who they are becoming. They don't wait for perfect timing. They create momentum by doing something, anything, that moves them closer to their goal. Because transformation isn't about waiting for change. It's about becoming the change through consistent action. Every action you take, even the smallest one, rewires your mind. When you act, you build belief. When you move, you build confidence. When you do something that scares you, you prove to yourself that fear doesn't control you. And that's where transformation truly begins, not in the moment of success, but in the moment you decide to try. Action transforms not just your results, but your identity. The first time you take a step toward your goal, you're no longer someone who only dreams. You've become someone who does. Every time you follow through, you reinforce that identity. You stop telling yourself, I can't, and start realizing, I can. You stop living in hesitation and start living with purpose. But here's the truth. Transformation is not glamorous. It's not a movie montage of quick progress and constant motivation. It's showing up on days when you don't feel like it. It's failing and getting back up. It's trying again after you've been discouraged. The world may not notice your effort, but action has a way of shaping your character in silence before it shows results in public. Dreamers often wait to feel ready before they act, but readiness never comes. Confidence is built after you act, not before. The people who change their lives aren't those who know everything. They're those who are willing to start, learn, and grow as they go. They understand that clarity comes through motion. You don't need the whole plan, you just need to take the next step. And as you do, something incredible happens. Each action you take brings you closer to your potential. Each challenge you face reveals a new strength. Each obstacle you overcome builds a deeper belief in yourself. Over time, action becomes not just what you do, it becomes who you are. Because transformation isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about creating it through movement. Every dream has a turning point, and that point is always the same. The moment you decide to act. That's when everything begins to change.